The legal trap is a chess opening trap in which white sacrifices his queen and checkmates black with his minor pieces. Of course, the checkmate only happens if black accepts the queen sacrifice. The legal trap is also popularly known as the Blackburne Trap or the legal pseudo-sacrifice or legal's mate. Let's quickly see how to make your opponent fall into this trap. So the game starts with e4, black plays e5. Both of the players are trying to control the center. Now white plays knight to f3, attacking black's center pawn. Black plays knight to c6, defending the e pawn. And now white plays bishop to c4, developing another kingside piece and preparing to castle, as well as eyeing the weak f7 square in the black's territory. And here black plays d6, and now white plays a normal developing move, knight to c3. So far the game is somewhat equal, and here black decides to play a normal looking move like bishop to g4, developing his minor piece and also pinning this knight to the white's queen. But this move that black just played isn't very good because there is a tactical flaw in it, because white can now play h3, attacking this bishop, and ideally the best move for black in this situation would be either to capture this knight over here and surrender his bishop pair, or to take his bishop back to d7 square. But instead what black decides to do is to play bishop h5, maintaining this knight's pin on the white's queen. And this move is a tactical blunder. You must be wondering, how is it a blunder? Well, because white can now play here a surprising move, knight into e5, offering white's queen to the black's bishop. If black gets greedy over here and accepts the sacrifice, then he will win the queen but lose the game. Let's see how. Because white now here can play bishop into f7 check. Notice how nicely this knight is controlling this bishop as well as the important d7 square. So the only square where the king can go to is the e7 square. And now white can checkmate the game with knight to d5. Notice all of the squares around the king are controlled by the white's army. Let's go back a few moves. If here in this situation, after white takes this pawn on e5 and offers his queen for sacrifice, what if black sees this checkmating trap and he does not accept the queen sacrifice? What if he first captures the knight with his knight? So let's say if he plays knight to e5, then what can white play? Well, white can take this bishop, threatening to mate on the f7 square with his queen and bishop. Obviously, black will take white's bishop with his knight. And now white can play queen b5 check, forking black's king and black's knight over here. Black blocks the check, and now queen into c4. So after these exchanges, white is ahead in development and has one extra pawn, which gives him a winning advantage in the game. Let's go back a few moves again. If in this situation, if black, instead of capturing with his knight, if he captures from his pawn, then white can take this bishop, again threatening to mate on the f7 square. Black blocks the mate with g6, queen comes to f3, black plays knight to f6, and if you see now that white is again ahead in development because 3 of his pieces are out, he is ready to castle in the game, as well as he has an extra d pawn, leaving him with better advantage than his opponent. Now let's go back a few moves again. Now since you have seen different variations, you must be now wondering what is the importance of the move h3. Why can't we just directly play knight into e5 over here? The problem with not playing h3 first is that black can now capture this knight with his knight, defending his bishop over here, as well as attacking our undefended bishop on the c4 square. Also do not forget that white's queen is still under black's attack. So the only move that would save the game for white over here is bishop to e7. But now in this situation, white is down material. He has lost a knight while black has just lost a pawn over here, and this situation would give black tremendous advantage in the game. So that is why after bishop to g4, it is very important for white to play first h3, and only if then bishop tries to go back to the h5 square, then you can play the legal trap. Do like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now it's time for the question of the day. Here it is black's turn to move, And my question is, should black capture this queen? Let me know your answers in the comments box with a yes or a no, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep practicing.